Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Oracle Hour with Amy Lee. I'm your host, Amy Lee Westervelt, and I am really excited to be joining you tonight on this special night. We normally do this on Saturday evening. We're doing it on Sunday on a holiday weekend when we may get less people joining us live, but I have some very important information to convey in tonight's conversation. So we will get into the readings, but first, I feel as though there are some announcements that I need to make before we get started. So, first and foremost, if you are so inclined and you would like to, please feel free to share this transmission. You can share it to other groups, you can share it on your personal profile. If you are joining us from inside the Facebook group, it will not allow you to share, but you can share from the public version of this broadcast. Secondly, a couple of quick announcements. First of all, the Dream Design Intensive is going away. Well, it's not really going away, but it's going into the vault, so to speak, and it will be available only through private one-on-one coaching. So if having a Dream Design Intensive with me is something that is on your bucket list, you have until June 1st to book that, after which time those will only be available inside of coaching packages and perhaps in some other special ways, but we'll talk about that in another day. So if you are interested in doing that, you are going to want to find the post. There's one on the public profile as well as in the group, and go ahead and book that. You do not have to have it. You do not have to have the session before the first. You simply need to purchase it. Okay. The other thing. So you may notice, if you've been in my world for a while, that I went from being this consistent, posting all the time, always having something to say person to someone who kind of only speaks every once in a while. Maybe I wouldn't even say hiding, but kind of laying back a little bit. I've been much less active in my Facebook group. I've been much less active on social. And I've really been hunkering down with my private clients for about 3 months now. And you may wonder if it's because I've lost my spark for this work, or if it's because, I'm not really loving coaching the way I used to. And that couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, I have been going through my very own metamorphosis of really understanding my gifts and what I'm here to share. And in doing that, there have been a lot of things that have not necessarily contradicted things that I've taught in the past, but have definitely added information that I felt very strongly needed to be integrated before I took it to the next level. And so there's been lots of contemplation on my part, really trying to make sure that I get this right before I go and share my heart. And that's where I've kind of been, is in this hurry up and wait kind of phase for a little while. But then something happened. And for those of you who are a little bit squeamish or have trigger warnings, I'm going to let you know that what I'm about to share is not for the faint of heart. So if you have children in the room, please remove them, or please make sure that they do not hear what I'm about to say, because it's not going to give them very good dreams. It certainly didn't give me good ones. What I'm about to share with you is something that I revealed through an energy healing session that took my breath away, caused me an immense amount of stress, and brought me to where I am in this moment. So here we go. Again, I strongly advise that you remove children from the room at this time. So for the last couple of weeks, I have been utilizing the services of an energy healer in Savannah. She's phenomenal. She does all kinds of things. She does craniosacral therapy. She does energy healing. Essential oils, all the things. While I was on the table on Thursday for my routine session, we came across some energy in my sacral chakra or sacral center, depending on whether you look at it from the chakra system or through human design, that was very stagnant and very dense. In trying to discover where this energy came from, hello, AJ, hello, Michelle, hi, Sarah. In trying to discover where this energy came from, I was shown a vision. A vision of a past life of mine. Now, before you roll your eyes, I have to tell you that past life regression is one of those things that I always wanted to believe, but somehow it always just felt like, is that really a thing? And I've heard people talk about theirs, but I never really had such a personal understanding of what that looked like. And here I was on the table, suddenly watching this big screen of this incredibly auspicious moment in time that happened at some point in a previous life of mine. And here's how it went. At some point in my previous life, I was a Jewish woman mystic. And my goal was to share the truth about divine union with the world. So this was somewhere in like middle ages in Europe somewhere. My role was to share how people could achieve divinity through divine union. So with their partner. Um, and all of the workings that came with that, what it meant to be a person who was so vibrationally polarized in whatever it was that they chose, who could then pair with someone of an opposite polarization to create this next level being together that would result in an ascension, so to speak. This was the work that I did, and I did it very readily. And word got out about it to all over the world, or at least all over that part of the world. And in doing that work, it upset some people, namely the church at the time. Whether it was the Catholic Church, the Roman Catholic Church, who knows what church it was, the Church of England, I don't know. I just know that it was organized religion of some kind. They did not like that I was teaching people about their ability to achieve ascension without some kind of a byproduct, without a pass through. Okay. Now, whether that, yeah, I know you do, whether that was, JC or whatever it was at the time, there was some kind of thing that they were programming people to believe they needed to have. And I didn't let them fall for that. And so because of my role in that, I was at first asked to stop. And again, if you're just joining us, you guys, I'm talking about a past life regression that I had while I was on the table in the energy, at the energy worker. 200 years, I don't know. I'm thinking it was like the 1200s, the 1200s. And so they asked me to stop. I did not. I kept on teaching. I kept on sharing. And finally, they came for me. They came for me. They made me stand in front of my people and tell them that I had lied, that I made it all up, that it wasn't true, that the church was the answer. They did a lot of other horrible things. They removed me from my family. They removed my ability to make more family. And I will let you use your imagination. But all of this was seen so clearly by me thousands of years later. And what's really significant about this, you guys, is that the work that I do with my clients behind closed doors is the most profound, juicy, next level enlightenment conversations that cause them to make more money, to have better relationships, to grow in all the ways that a person could grow. But I have been absolutely terrified to share how we get there publicly for a very long time. One of the things that goes really well in my life is my relationship with my husband. We are united in all the ways that two human beings who are in two different bodies can be. And I don't share enough about that because of what people might say, of how that could be construed, of what people will think, of how they'll say, well, she's just trying to brag about her relationship. She just wants everybody to be jealous. No, hardly. No. I want to share about what I have and what we've created because I want everyone to aspire to that. I want everyone to know that's possible and know how good it can be. And I have been terrified to do that work. I have been terrified to share that part of this publicly. And it wasn't until seeing that vision, seeing what happened the last time I can remember that I did what happened to me. It's no wonder that I am so terrified to share this work again because look what they did before. But what I've also come to realize at the ripe old age of 40 years old is that I don't have the luxury of, yes, Michelle, now I know why. I don't have the luxury of keeping this to myself anymore. I can feel the universe's eyes on me. I can feel the foot tapping of, what are you doing? You know what you're here for. When are you going to start? And as terrified as I am, as much of me feels the energy of what it was like to be hunted, to be a target. And I mean, even the most well-meaning of human beings that are around me every day that have different belief systems, it's really scary. And it also gets to be the most important thing that I've ever done. And this work lights me up like no other. You can absolutely ask a candid question, Michelle. You can ask whatever you want. So, what you've seen and the drawback you've seen from me is me pouring into my one-on-one clients, practicing this inner intuitive wisdom, sharing, helping them to, you know, trial and error some of these things. Yeah, you know what's really crazy, Michelle? The other day when this was all happening, and I was telling the energy healer that I was seeing something, you know what she said to me as she was sitting there? She looked at me and she said, "I see the word heretic." And I just started laughing because, yeah, absolutely. 5'2", present and accounted for. Yes, I am a heretic. I am here to disrupt everything that tells people that they're not enough. I'm here to disrupt anything that disempowers a human into thinking they've got to put their power and their energy into something else in order to survive or to thrive. Absolutely, I'm here for that. 100%. So yes, heretic. Yeah, that's what she said. I know. Isn't it crazy? And yeah, that word witch has really kind of been hard for me, and there's reasons for that. I think there's a lot of people that claim that word, and there's some spiritual gatekeeping around that, like, "Oh, well, you really kinda have to prove yourself to be a witch." I don't do any of the witchy things, like, I don't have spells, and I don't do rituals and things like that. Most of my stuff is just psychic intuition. Um, so but what I've recognized is that I don't have the luxury of playing small anymore. I have to talk about this publicly. And so what I've decided to do, and I know it's crazy because, like, I need another Facebook group, like, I need a hole in the head, to quote someone somewhere. I have decided to make a group specifically for the work that I'm going to be doing. It's going to be called Goddess Queen because it's all about the combination of two archetypes that we have our entire lives. Sometimes we're the matron, sometimes we're the crone, but we're always the goddess and we're always the queen. When we are our highest selves, we are the goddess. When we are in collaboration with our counterpart, we are the queen. And so Goddess Queen is going to be a community where we're going to talk about these things. We're going to talk about feminine polarization, not getting rid of all the masculine energy in us, far from it, but to create polarization with our partner. We're going to talk about what it means to step into alignment with our highest self and getting back our power from all the places that we've given it. This work in 1200 would have gotten me killed. It sounds like it did. this work today, the world is ready. The world is ready. And that means that I've got to be ready, whether I'm ready or not. It is profound to me, the leaps and bounds my clients are making with this content, with what I'm sharing, with what they're learning and what they're remembering about who they came to be, how they're healing their relationships without ever having to speak to their partners. They don't even have to involve them. That's how magic this is. So thank you so much for letting me get that off my chest. Thank you for listening. There may be a time when I go into a little bit more detail of what it looks like and what that conversation really, what that vision looked like. But for right now, I'm not really ready to share that part. But it was bad. And I felt it like it was happening right there, right then. So my apologies to anyone who I have ever doubted when they talked about having a past life regression, because now I understand what that feels like. Yes, exactly, Michelle. I am a healer. Okay. Well, thank you for holding that space. Let's go ahead and open the conversation for card readings. As we're doing that, let's talk about the decks that we've got going on. Tonight, I'm feeling a little feisty, so we've got the Dark Goddess. And because of the green screen, you can see it like pulls the green so you can see through it. Isn't that creepy? Dark Goddess deck. We're bringing in the Prairie Majesty Oracle tonight, mostly because the inside of the outside of these is black and it looks so cool with the green screen. And last but not least, I've got Sacred Destiny. So if you would like a card, please post it in the comments and I will start taking notes. And if you're just joining us for the first time, hi, I'm Amy Lee. I'm a vibe. I'm not for everyone, but I'm definitely a vibe. Oh, I wouldn't doubt I'm connected to both of you and that you're connected to each other and that we're all connected and it's all connected. Okay. AJ, got it. Okay. Anyone else? Wow, that was good to get off my chest. Okay. I will send you the link while we're waiting. Remember that Mr. Rogers song? Let's think of something to do while we're waiting. I always want to call you April, and you're not April on here. There we go. Aw, thanks for sharing, Michelle. I appreciate you. Okay. I did need to get that off my chest. And my incredible friend, Vivi, I was in an absolute hot mess on Thursday night, and she's like, call me. And we processed it, and we helped that version of me into the white light because she was stuck. She was very stuck. All right, April, I'm just waiting on you, babe. Hello.
Hello, I'm out of the shower and have not brushed my hair.
Oh, you're fine. I haven't even showered today, so you're good. Okay, I think we're going Dark Goddess. You're like, of course we are. Did you get your dress yet?
I bought my fabric.
What color did you end up getting?
I had to send it to you. I got this mauve. It's like I'm really excited about that one. And then I got that iridescent one. It made me think of more diamondy. I'll
Like
send them to you.
yeah, send them to me later.
And then I also got a blue silk and purple, or not purple, blue green. It's like a blended sequence one.
I like it.
I was thinking of making like a blue silk tank with a skirt with a.
As long as you're not wearing a pantsuit, because I'm not sanctioning a pantsuit.
I want to make one now just to see what I look like in it.
Is it okay to pull a card on your behalf?
Yes.
Okay. If you have a question, go ahead and think it silently to yourself.
Okay.
Okay. Do you know that despite everything that you believe in and everything that you know to be true, your guides are the most skeptical guides? They're literally living on the other side and they don't believe in like magic. It's the weirdest thing I've ever encountered in my life.
Mine? They don't believe in magic?
No, like this one literally was just like, yeah, pull a card, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. I'm like, do you know where you live? Like, do you know where you're from? Okay. All right, here we go. Ooh, this is interesting and not what I expected.
Ooh.
Scotty, atonement. All right.
Okay.
Let's check her out. Your guide's like, see, I told you. It has nothing to do with her. We'll just see, okay? It's no fun to be the loser, bullied by a big old bruiser. Those who've hurt you will atone. Expect to win now. Hold your own. By the power of the dark goddess in me, protection in place. Blessed be.
That's exactly what my question was all about. That is hysterical.
I didn't even read it yet.
That's what it just means?
No, I haven't read it yet. That was just a little
What did you just say?
The little poem about her.
Oh, well, that poem is correct.
Yeah, it's coming. You have really seen some dark days. Why am I all weird now? That's weird.
Yeah, that was kind of strange.
Okay. Is it holding the book? Okay. You have really seen some dark days. Times have not been kind to you, and you're finding it a struggle to get back up after being kicked down like a dog. It has been so tough for you. There have been moments when you have not known which way to turn, let alone who to turn to. But through it all, you didn't protest. You held your chin up when possible and soldiered on. Your bravery and persistence has invited in the powerful Norse warrior goddess Skadi. You will be relieved to know. She will subtly add drops of serpent venom onto anything that is holding you back. Apparently, I'm serpent
I
venom.
think every time you hold the card up, it does it.
Okay. But be warned, treat anyone badly and Scotty will ensure you atone for your actions. You have paid a great price for past misadventures. Lesson learned. Scotty assures you of a brighter path that now awaits. Someone needs to make amends. Compensation is due to you. Time to readdress a situation. A long-awaited payment arrives. Resist taking revenge. Take heed of the universal law of cause and effect. Back the underdog as a sure winner. Time to take a strong stand. An apology is made.
Well, that couldn't have just hit the nail harder on the head.
Okay, so let's read about Scotty. Archetypal underdog of Norse origin, Scotty was a giant and warrior goddess associated with bow hunting, winter, and mountains. She was a wife, first to Nord and later to Odin, but most noted as being responsible for punishing Loki as atonement for his verbal and sexual abuse of the goddess by physically scarring him and brutally killing his son.
Well,
Sounds
that
like our
escalated.
April. Okay, so how do I say this? You know how this happens, right? Like you get the message, but you can't put it in words. I'm just going to, you know me well enough to like read between the lines. So I'm just going to say what's coming up. Don't retaliate. To quote Martin Luther King Jr., the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice.
Okay.
So don't take matters into your own hands. You're not meant to be a vigilante. the universe will straighten things out, and you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change the person that you are in order to have the result. Don't let anyone and their transgressions against you change who you show up as.
Okay.
Because then they win even more. Because then they're transmuting you into their BS.
True.
So
Okay.
as much as you might like visualize them with their face on your dartboard and you're like, oh, I would love to just get back at them. Don't let them turn you into what they are. Whoever they is.
I'll have to tell you after this live what happened. Because seriously, that's exactly what I needed to hear.
Yeah.
So,
I figured. Okay. Tell me later.
all right. Bye.
Bye. April is so fun, you guys. If you don't hang out with her, she is a barrel of laughs. I love her. Okay, Michelle, and then Sarah. Michelle shouldn't be too far back in my DMs. Where is she? Where'd she go? She was just there. Okay, I'm not crazy. I know she was in my DMs today. Weird. Whatever. Ta-da! You should be on top. Yes, absolutely. I will save that card for you. Okay. That and that and that. Waiting on Michelle. Oh, sure, Jade. Yep. Hi. Okay. Copy. Jade, will you do me a favor in case I can't find you? Will you send me a DM on Facebook so I can send you the link? That would be fabulous. You're so welcome. That's what he said. He did say that. He said it yesterday. Oh my God, you guys. Can I just tell you? Like, yes, sex is definitely something that's taboo because, like, you know, little kids shouldn't be thinking about it or talking about it. But also, there's so much like purposeful oppression and not having it be part of like everything people talk about. It really is. Here comes the gorgeous Michelle. Hi, beauty. Oh my God. Why don't you ever wear your hair like that?
I didn't do anything with it.
You didn't need to. Sexy thing.
It's like bedhead.
Totes adorbs. All right, Jade, coming your way. Here you go, Lovey. I'll see you in there after Michelle. Okay, let's see. I know, isn't she a hottie? You guys, she is like 29 years old.
Hardly.
Yes. She just turned 29. All right. Go Sacred Destiny tonight?
Whatever you're vibing, yeah.
Girl, I was vibing some stuff today.
I can't believe I'm mad you didn't tell me.
That? Oh, well, like how do you like broach that conversation? Like, oh, so by the way, you're in a bad mood, but you want to be in an even worse mood?
No, that's the stuff that I love.
I'll tell you like the nitty-gritty of it later.
Okay, good.
Because there's like
there's
some intense details.
I've had some past life. I had a past life regression. I get into now. I understand why I'm afraid of water. Now I understand why I love the land. There's so much.
I love it.
Go ahead.
I love it. Also, this is my new favorite color. Is this like for my coloring and my hair? Is this like not the best color ever?
It is very complimentary to your complexion. I do like it.
Yeah, it's like brown, but it's like the right brown. Oh,
Yeah.
oh. Okay, sorry. Do I have permission to pull a card on your behalf?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question, think about it privately to yourself. Thanks, April. April, can you just change your name on Facebook so I can call you April? All right, here's your card. Do you know what it is? Can you visualize it?
I have something in my head, but I don't know if it's
Like imagery wise. Let's just test your intuition. Do you think it's water? Do you think it's land? Think it's a person?
I feel like it's an object in the sky.
Okay, let's see.
What is that? What the heck is that? It's hard to see it.
It's the moon in a boat.
I was actually thinking star, but that's close enough. The moon's a star, right?
I mean, it's an object in the sky.
Okay, I'll take it.
Can you kind of see it?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, but there's water. So the word at the bottom that we missed is solitude.
Okay.
The sacred landscape wants you to know, spend time alone. In your life, this means to take your own counsel. Rather than relying on the opinions and dictates of others, break away from the crowd. Be on your own. This card also speaks of self-resourcefulness, self-reliance, and tenacious individuality. If you're working on a project, sorry, I had a little something in my throat. Trust your instincts and follow your own lead. Your creativity is at its peak. Let it flow. Let it flow. Let it flow. If you are in a relationship that is disempowering, this card suggests that it's time to step away. Time to reassess your life. In solitude, you will thrive. This card also suggests safe haven, a sacred womb for incubation and self-transformation.
We really don't need to grind up comfortably, so let's just grind up
Makes sense.
the car instead. But honestly, I think now we should.
Yeah. So one of the things that I had to do when my husband was fasting was pretend he didn't exist, because he was incorrigible. Like he was always had a puss on his face. He was always angry. He was dealing with his hangry, right? And I basically went through 40 days of being single. I didn't even tell him when I was going to sleep at night. And we're like the closest people ever. And it was through that I had to learn how to be my own masculine.
Mm-hmm.
When we, not always, but when we can self-source our own polarity and tap into the universe through our own inner dude, essentially, that's when the magic starts to happen. That's when we create those co-creative energy loops with the universe. They're not meant to be all the time. It's kind of like a battery. It's like an auxiliary, like a generator, if you will. Not to be like human design generator, but like a generator when your power goes out.
Yeah.
So
One of these to complete our
what I would suggest, so you know I read a lot of erotic fiction, and I know you don't have time to do that. But what might be fun is to visualize your universal partner, like who the universe would be if they were your divine partner, not instead of your husband, but as an auxiliary,
about these
right?
thoughts. At the first time you
And experiment with what it would be like to have that relationship, what it would be like to
are chopped, which is
be pleased by the universe, to receive from the universe, to have that tingly feeling you get when you first start dating someone with the universe.
yeah, I'm kind of just watching all my Pokemon.
What you then find is that in creating that, that's where your creativity sparks, where you're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to get home and just get into my pajamas and think about the universe. And when you do that, what ends up happening is your partner or partners, for those of you who are into that, they recognize that. And now all of a sudden, you become so much more desirable, so much more of a it girl than you've ever been because you don't need it, because you're not constantly energetically sending the message of, I don't have this and it's your fault. You're like, I have this anyway and I don't even need you. And then they're like, how can I help? How can I support you? How can I this? How can I that? How can I get back into this equation?
I like it.
It works.
I definitely like that. I already have my universal image in mind. Or
Is it that Aquaman guy that everybody's obsessed with?
oh, it's Jamie Fraser from Outlander. You've got to watch it.
Is that the one where they cut people's heads off? No, that's Highlander.
You've got to watch it. It's on Netflix. And then the 5th season is on Stars. You've got to watch it. I'm binge watching.
Oh, you were watching Sweet Candy or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no. That was only like a couple seasons. That's done. Sweet Tooth.
Oh.
That's done.
Have you watched Mrs. Maisel yet?
Maisel?
The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. It's on Amazon Prime. It is so, like, it's probably my favorite show ever. It's about this comedian in the 1950s and 60s. It's so good. It's a laugh a minute. I love it. Watch it.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look that up.
It's like, oh, it's so good. It's like the It show. Jamie is mine. Well, you know, if he went looking for you, he'd be like, who's AJ?
I claim first.
You got to go change your name because he won't even know how to find you. He's going to think you're a dude. So go put your picture up. Go change your name. Okay. Love you.
All right. Thank you, Amy.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you too.
Okay. Talk to you later for like an hour.
Okay. Bye.
Oh my goodness. You guys, I love this. Isn't this so fun? Okay. I've got to go find Jade. Jade. Okay. Jade, do you see the, I sent you the link. Did you see it? It's in your DM there. Yeah, you see it. Perfect. All right. I'll see you in just a minute. Oh my God, Jamie's mine. Yeah, I could just see him like going around the kingdom, like looking for like, excuse me, April dropped her glass slipper. And they're all like, we don't have an April here. We just have an AJ. Oh, I guess I found the wrong kingdom then. Never mind. Let me go to this other kingdom where there might be an April. That could happen. You should be scared. Here comes Jade.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm so good. It's so great to have you. You're in where?
Australia, in Melbourne, Australia.
I was going to say because it's so bright there and it's not
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, it's cold. It's very cold, but it's a sunny day, so I'll take the sun.
I love it. Right, because the hemisphere thinks y'all are going into winter.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
that's such a mind F to me.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre, isn't it? I mean, I'm looking at you and you're like no sleeves, and I'm like, I'm so cold.
Crazy. So would you like me to pull a card for you today?
Yes, please.
This
I would love
afternoon?
it.
Okay, awesome. I'm going to go with the one we haven't done yet, which is the Prairie Majesty.
Oh, okay.
So I have permission to pull a card. You already said that. If you have any kind of a question in your mind, just go ahead and be thinking about that.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to say it or anything, but just kind of think about what your question might be. And then whenever the guides give me the okay to pull, I will.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you would prefer to tell me when to stop, I can do that too. Yeah, they're like, she's easygoing.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Okay. we've got the purple coneflower,
Oh, wow.
and it says heal. What is
Mhm.
mending? Let's see what the book has to
Fun.
say. And of course, they're not in any particular order because that would be too easy.
Yeah. I love
I
that.
know. You're like, hold on. I don't have people sitting here waiting.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Well, it was weird because as I was just before I pulled, I got this like message of a small child. But then I started pulling cards, so I got distracted. But I'll come back to that in a minute, I promise.
Mhm.
For the love. What is the actual title of this? Because this happened last time. Oh, I gotcha. I'm supposed to go by the word purple cornflower. Well, that was highly confusing.
It's not what you think.
Of all the words on this, if you had to guess, which one would you think would be the one that you needed to find in the booklet?
Heal.
Right?
Yeah.
Everyone experiences times of feeling weak, vulnerable, angry, or frustrated, often unaccountably and unexpectedly. Today's
Mhm.
about reclaiming the way you move through life's more challenging emotions. Can you name any discomfort that's asking for your attention? There's that inner child I saw. Big or small? Let go of old ideas that you were at fault. An underlying wound is likely coming to light. Feeling its pain is normal part of healing. Purple Coneflower offers to hold you in her comforting blanket while you honor that process. She knits it herself with strong, fibrous hope. In the summer prairie, purple cornflower's fuchsia petals hang down as she surrenders her heart to the sunlight. Borrow her strength and be willing to fully expose your own heart. The hows and whys of your own recovery may feel elusive at the moment. This is not a task for your brain. Choose to believe that the healing is happening and focus instead on opening wider and wider to the light. Okay, so what was coming through for me was a small little girl, and she was kind of pulling on a dress or pulling on a maternal character, kind of being like, hey, look at me, pay attention to
Mm.
me. And the mother or the maternal character of some kind, maybe it was a grandmother, was otherwise concerned. Now, I don't think that we had cell phones at the time, but maybe it was taking care of other children. Maybe it was her business. Maybe it was trying to make a man happy. But this little girl, who I'm assuming is you, wasn't getting that connection and that feeling of validation that she was worthy of that attention.
Mhm.
So, because of that, throughout your life, you have been trying to. Oh, is there a puppy on the bed?
Yeah.
Hi, puppy.
He's going crazy.
It's okay. So because of that, you have been pulling with you this suitcase full of tricks of all the
Mm.
ways that you can validate yourself to the people
Mhm.
around you. Like, here's why I'm good enough. Here's why I should be listened to. Here's why I need to be accepted. Here's why I'm worth it.
Mhm.
And in doing that, you've created some imbalances in relationships with people in your life. People who normally, had you not had this wound, would have seen you as the badass and the incredible creature that you are. But instead, we're like, wait a second, what's wrong with her? Why is she so accommodating? Why could such a gorgeous, brilliant, smart, incredible creature be so deferent to me? Like, what's wrong with her? And
Mhm.
inadvertently, some of those people probably manipulated that gentleness, that kindness, that need for worthiness in you. So, something that
Yeah.
came up for you just before we even pulled a card was a little bit of narcissistic abuse, or
Mhm.
somebody who made you feel less than because it served them to keep you below them.
Mhm.
And so, here we are at a crossroads in your life where you get to wake up and recognize that you are not this little girl that nobody wants to pay attention to, that just because somebody had screwed up priorities, and that maybe your mom, it may be your grandmother, it may be your teacher, I don't know, doesn't mean anything about you. That there's a very real possibility that they had issues of their own, that they had their own thing that was keeping them from paying attention, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
And so can you, in this moment in your life, accept that, pick that little girl up in your arms and say, baby girl, let me look you right in the eyes and tell you, you are so worth it. You are so good enough. What can I do for you today? What can I do for you in this moment to show you that you matter? Do you want to go watch Netflix? Do you want me to just hold you? Do you want to eat your favorite food? And I don't know if you have children of your own, but if you do, taking care of your children in the way that you wish you could have been mothered
Yeah.
is the most healing thing on the planet. And don't be afraid. And there's nothing wrong with imagining yourself when you're holding your own child as a child and giving yourself that love that you feel like you didn't have before. But the time has come, Jade, for you to step into the power of the magnificent creature that you are, that people will recognize if you demand that of them. And if you continue to slink around in the shadows and like, hey, I'm here and here's all the reasons why I deserve to exist, there will always be people that treat you that way. The only thing that's going to change is how you hold yourself and what you're willing to accept as the absolute minimum for how you get to be treated.
This is juicy. Very juicy. Very juicy. I love that. I guess for context as well, like my simple sort of question was like, what is my next move? And I knew it was going to be healing this exact wound before. Yeah, I was like, this is the next step. This is the next thing that needs to be addressed. And it's not even confrontational though either. It's more about letting a lot of things go, because there's so much in our lives that we just can't control. You know, we just can't control things that happened by way of someone else.
We can't. And I love that you said that it's not confrontational, because it's not about making them wrong. It's about understanding how what happened changed your frame of reference of the world.
Yeah.
It's about how did it change how you see yourself, and how can we move forward from this moment with you seeing yourself differently. It's not about making them wrong. It's not about punishing them, because you know what? They probably didn't do it to be mean. They probably didn't do it to hurt you. They probably did it because we come from a very different generation. Our parents were like, keep them fed, keep them clean, make sure that, you know, they're not holding knives. And that's it, right? Like that was what we needed. And now, you know, a lot of us have become these like helicopter parents that are like, tell me how you feel. And I'm sure that that's going to have, you know, its own ramifications, and maybe we'll meet somewhere in the middle. But no, it's not about like, and then my mom was a piece of crap. Like, it's not about that. It's about, because of my frame of reference, this is who I've been to this point. And now I'm ready to step into my next level self. Now I'm ready to let go of all of this ice that's around me that tells me that I'm not enough, and emerge as this as this beautiful phoenix of a goddess that I'm here to be.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that 100%. That's amazing. Amazing. What a wonderful way to start the Monday.
I know. And it's a holiday. So it's not Monday yet, but it's a holiday in the States on Monday. So when I start my Monday, it'll be with a margarita in my hand.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's kind of probably too early for a margarita here for me. It's only 9:45 in the morning. So it's probably too early.
You know what they say, it's 5:00 somewhere, right?
Exactly right. Exactly. Thank you. That was amazing.
You're so welcome. I hope that it helps, and let me know if you have any questions or you want to chat any further about anything that we chatted about.
Yeah, amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
A legend. Thanks, love. Bye.
Oh my goodness, what a good one. Sometimes things just show up like little girls pulling skirts. Okay, did we get everybody that? Nope, we forgot Sarah. Sarah, so sorry, Lovey Bug. I didn't forget you. I just, for a minute, forgot you. Like I didn't forget you in my heart. She's like, whatever, you forgot me. I know how it is. Sarah. There she is. Okay. Yeah, she's beautiful, by the way. She's got little tiny pigtails, like little, they're like this big. And they're behind her ears, like Pippi Longstocking. She's going. Is there anybody else that's in the audience that hasn't had a card, that wants to have a card? Speak now. Yes, the pigtails. Here she comes. Hi, Sarah.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Dwayne. How are you?
He's grilling in the background.
All right, card tonight.
Yes, please.
Did Will make that? Did Will make what? Great room. Oh, it's the green screen. We have the green screen now. My mentor just popped on. Was she really? Oh my gosh, Jade. It's almost like I'm psychic or something. Crazy, right? Okay. We're going Sacred Destiny.
Okay.
Question. Is it okay to pull a card on your behalf?
Yes.
Awesome. So Ingram, I miss you. Can we make a okay, have fun. Talk to Michelle. Can we have a play date soon? A Zoom one, Joe, while you're here? Or you know that show that we do every 17 months. All right. Go ahead and think about whatever question you have.
You got it.
Aw, your guys are so polite. Couple more shuffles, please. I know, we do have a show. It's called The Psychic and the Slacker.
That's great.
Okay, here we go. Healing chaos. It says it at the bottom. Can you see it? Nope, sure can't.
No, not really. It's okay.
I promise it does.
I believe.
I know. I'm just kidding.
Good.
Joe's going to be like, I did this week. Who's a slacker now? Biatch. Okay. Spiraling tornado, just in case you didn't know what this was. Energy in the universe spirals. Water spirals in the wake of the fish that swims through the stream. Air spirals in the wake of a bird in flight. The moon spirals around the earth, which spirals around the sun, which spirals around the galaxy. I feel like
Dizzy.
I feel like we need to make a kids song about this.
Right.
Even our DNA is a spiral. It is the healing principle of life. It is not an accident that the ancient symbol for healing is the caduceus, two spiraling serpents. You know, the thing with the stick? Yeah. It is the sacred spiral. Most people assume that there's nothing good that comes from tornadoes, but every part of nature has value. For example, although some birds lose their habitat from a tornado, birds such as the prairie warbler, whippoorwill, woodpecker grouse, and woodcock, as well as forest salamanders, all benefit from the new landscape created by tornadoes. Downed trees provide habitat for black bears and white-tailed deer and create dens for many kinds of animals. Tornadoes churn up the soil in ways that rejuvenate the earth. When you receive this card, it acknowledges potential chaos as an activator for profound healing. If your life seems chaotic, know that it has been an underlying energy of healing. You're being healed on all levels. You are a healer. Alternatively, if your life is calm to the point of being stagnant, this card suggests that it might be time to create a bit of chaos in your life. It will activate healing. Do the unexpected. Mix life up a bit. So, interestingly enough, there's this video game that I play called The Wizard of Oz or something like that. And basically, whenever you can't move, this tornado takes all the pieces. It's like a Candy Crush type thing and flips them all around. And I'm always like, oh, goody, tornado. Right. So it's just an interesting like perspective that like shuffling things around could be a good thing. And so I don't know if you saw my live that I did about a week ago, where I talked about my Uranus, all my stellium, all the planets I have in Scorpio and how they were across from Uranus. Did you watch that one? Okay. So I went to this astrologer who's incredible, by the way, and very affordable. And she told me that there was this 5-year period she could see in my chart where like hell rained down on me. And I was like, yes. And she could see it in my chart that was like what was going on. But that time of unrest is what shook everything up enough for me to come back to my purpose of being a healer, of being a spiritual healer, of being someone who was here to do the work. Because if it had just stayed smooth sailing, I probably never would have self-actualized in that way. A different Uranus, Joe, not the fudge one. But I like where your head's at. I like the Uranus that your head's in, Joe. Wait, does that mean that your head is in Ken Wall's? Never mind. So when it's happening at the time that things are going blah, 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 everywhere, we think that it's a bad thing. But now I look back and I'm like, oh my goodness, thank goodness that these things happened, because if they hadn't, I never would have polarized. I never would have self-actualized and become who I was here to be. I never would have done that, because I would have been happy to collect a bunch of stuff and have it hanging off my walls and never have truly found who I was. So I don't know if that's helpful, but the medicine that I'm feeling here is like, as crazy as everything is, I don't know anybody who looks back at their life and says that they wouldn't do those things again, because they always end up taking us where we need to go. And
Absolutely.
so this is meant to tell you that in the utmost of upheaval, okay, bye, Jade, have a great day, that it's all for good. And so your task is to find what the good is. If it's all good, if that's true, where's the evidence? And it's in that is going to be the magic that you unlock of how you enjoy your life in the moment, instead of only in hindsight.
Every single day. Thank you.
You're so welcome. It's always so good to see you on here. Thank you for being here.
Oh, you're welcome.
Let me know if you need anything later, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Bye. All right. Well, my shoulders are glowing, so that's got to be a good thing. What did I say? Okay, quick announcements from the beginning. Number 1, making a new group. I haven't decided if it's going to be invitation only, but it will be, well, I already made it, but how I'm going to get people in it, I haven't decided. So more info to come on that. Also, if you have not received a Dream Design Intensive with me and you want to have one, just a Dream Design Intensive, not the whole coaching caboodle, but you just want to have an intensive, you will have to book that before June 1st, because they are going away. Those are going away. Okay. They're going to be part of my coaching programs only. So if you just want the Dream Design Intensive, drop intensive into the comments and I will make sure that myself or the team gets with you to get you the link. You do not have to have your session before the end of the month. You just need to book it. Okay. Also, something very exciting is coming out regarding Dream Design. And I can't give you a hint, but you'll know after June 1st. So, but it's not about getting them for cheaper or anything. I wouldn't do that to you. What else? New group. I can't think of what else. I don't know. It'll come to me. If you guys have any questions about anything we talked about tonight, my DMs are always open. This has been a really fantastic evening. I think a lot of it has to do with this color because let's be real. It's just, I mean, hello. StreamYard, you guys, is not very forgiving when it comes to like makeup, and there are no filters on StreamYard. So the fact that I don't look like a drowned rat when I don't have the protection of my normal Zoom filter, I'm calling this one a win. So this color is good if you have my coloring, dark hair, light skin. Let's do it. If you guys have questions, let me know. Let me get you the outro music. And of course, if you guys want to talk to me about working together or programs or anything like that, my DMs are always open. And with that, I will see you guys at some point during the week. Maybe I'll go live, but definitely next Saturday night. Okay? Bye for now.